We're gonna give it a couple of seconds. All right, Denny Blanco, you ready?
You know the vibes.
All right, man. Let this thing scroll up one more time, and we are good to go. Denny Blanco, my man, how you doing?
Your dreams have now been fulfilled. You're rocking with the best. It's in the game podcast with boy Denny Blanco alongside Randy J. Cruz. Welcome aboard. We got some things to discuss.
You can find Denny Blanco on both IG and Twitter at Sir Denny Blanco. Find myself, Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, little J C R U Z. Find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Also on TikTok and Instagram. It's in the game pod. So if you're a fan of the show, we would greatly appreciate your love and support for the program. It's in the game pod on both TikTok and Instagram. Taping this live, Denny Blanco. We haven't done a live show in quite some time, but I think me and you're gonna start doing some things here and there a little differently. So if you're out there watching on YouTube or Twitter, first of all, thank you. And you want to chime in with some questions or comments, doesn't matter. We definitely appreciate your support during this process. Danny Blanco, a big trade happened. Well, I don't know about big, but a trade happened early today with the Lakers.
Correct yourself.
It wasn't blockbuster-ish or wasn't groundbreaking, but um, Lakers made a deal with the Washington Wizards, sending Rui Achimura to LA for Kendrick Nunn and 3 second-round picks. It was a trade. It happened. This is why we're here. We're gonna talk about it, dissect it. Um, what did you make of the trade? Does it benefit both teams, or do you feel like it benefits one team, and that one team being the LA Lakers?
Benefits to Lakers. Great pickup, Rob Pelinka. Jeannie Bucks, thank you so much for pressing the button for your boy LeBron. 45-year-old LeBron James is doing work in LA as he's normally has anywhere else he's played. Hachimura, long, athletic. Number ninth pick, correct, Randy?
I believe so. Yeah,
Number ninth,
double
no
check
ninth
that.
pick. I'm sure somebody could correct me if I'm wrong. I thought I saw number ninth pick.
Yes,
Um,
ninth from Gonzaga.
there
Yes.
you go. So he's long, athletic, can defend about maybe three positions. So he's developing. He's still developing. So let's just see where we go with this. We get rid of Nunn, who's provided absolutely nothing since he's been there.
True.
So now you give up what 3 second-round picks. Right now, that looks like a steal for a number ninth, for a ninth pick in the draft, if you will. So it's a great pickup. I'm just waiting for other people to press the button.
Um, I mean, the Lakers get a wing defender. They get a an outside shooter, which is something that they've been lacking pretty much
Three and
the
D.
entire season. LeBron has kind of said, in little innuendos that in order for us to improve and get better, we need outside shooting. We need better defenders. This team has been up and down the entire season. And Davis is healthy one day, then he's not healthy the following day. They got Westbrook off the bench, and LeBron is 38 years old, and on pace to break Kareem's record. I think he's 224 points behind. So you give it take, you do the math. You're better at math than I am. But if
He'll
he can,
get it done before the year.
I mean, yeah, of course, man. But if he gets 25 and 30 points a game in the next what 10 to 15 games, I mean, I don't know when he'll break the record.
I
Obviously,
want him to break it in New York. They coming
but
back to New York? Let me check the schedule.
that's in a perfect world. Ideally, like Steph broke the 3-point record in the Garden. You would want LeBron to break the scoring record in the Garden. But if it's not the Garden, I don't know what's the schedule coming up. But maybe in a Boston, maybe in a Miami. I don't know. Maybe it'd probably be in LA. But he ain't that far behind, and I'll be very interested to see how Kareem will be involved in that. He's got to be there. He's got to be there to support wherever LeBron is at breaking that record. So before we
Maybe,
get
maybe not.
before we get to that, just to put stamp on the Hachimura trade. I like it. It's good for LA. We'll see where it goes. I think from a Wizards standpoint, I think they want to keep Porzingis. They want to keep Kuzma, and obviously that's the attention right now, along with Bradley Beal. And they just didn't find the time to play Hachimura. So they really did him a favor and gave him to LA, which I know he'll get a lot more playing time. He'll probably start over there for all we know. So I
No,
think,
yeah, he may. I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't start, but he's gonna
yeah.
get some run for sure.
And if there's a winner of the trade, I'm going to say LA because Kendrick Nunn wasn't really doing much in LA. He was hurt majority of the time he was there. But they get 3 second round picks, which is, a pick is a pick. Three second round is we'll see how that goes. But I think the priority for Washington is to keep Kuzma and Porzingis over there.
Facts, yeah. Keep Kuzma, keep Porzingis, keep Beal. Beal apparently loves Washington so much he doesn't want to leave. So God bless. Let's see what the Washington Wizards do with their future picks.
No, because if Bradley Beal wanted to leave Washington, he would have done it already. So I think he'll be there for his entire career. He'll be a Wizard for life. Was funny because I was on my boys Jabari Davis's podcast last week, and we mentioned he brought up Kuzma, and it kind of leads to our next point about what teams or what players you feel can benefit from a trade, from a new scenery. We keep hearing maybe a Kuzma, maybe Zach Levine. We hear Cam Reddish, some other people. It's like, oh, these guys can benefit from a new team, a new scenery. Part one, what team? Let's start with team. What teams you feel like definitely need to make a move, especially those who are in the playoff scenario, title contenders. What teams you feel out there right now that could benefit from a shot in the arm, making a big time deal?
Let's start off with my Brooklyn Nets.
Mm-hmm.
They need some size, so they need to make a deal. We can also mention the Atlanta Hawks. It's a lot of talk with the Atlanta Hawks, with Trae Young, with Collins. Any of the any
Mm.
trade, any of those teams could use a trade. I mean, those are the ones that I see that Eastern Conference. Yeah, I mean, clearly the Sixers. Do they need a trade? They're number 2 in the East. They're number 2
They're
in the
number
East.
2 right now.
30-16 in the East. All
So
right.
where's Milwaukee? I assume Boston is still
Yeah.
1, right?
You got Celtics, Sixers, Bucks at 3. Brooklyn Nets at 4. Cavs
4.
at 5. The
Mm.
Heat at 6. Knicks at 7. Hawks at 8. You got Pacers at 9 and Bulls at 10. Those. I mean, right now because the playoffs lineup is shaping up. Knicks are at 7, dropping slow. They were originally at I think 5 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're at 7. I don't see the Hawks. I don't see the Hawks playing better than them going forward. But you see the Heat are starting to play really, really well these past couple of games.
Yeah, you mentioned John Collins. He's been a guy that's John Collins is in every trade rumor every year.
Nobody wants to pull the trigger. I mean, I don't know. And then we talk about you still got Jay Crowder out there
Yeah.
that hasn't played. You got
Mhm.
some pieces out there that could definitely. Jay Crowder could work on Brooklyn. He can work on the Knicks. He
Mhm.
can work on Miami again because I think he
Right.
was in Miami.
Miami is another. If you ask me teams, I think one team definitely needs to do something, and that's the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns, and again, before Devin Booker was hurt, they were rolling. I think they were 18-11 or something like that, and since Booker been down, they've been like 4 or 5 and like 15. It's like it just been like
They're number
no,
7th right now. They're
bro. They were top
literally
3. They were
they're about
top
to
3
be
with Booker,
they're about to be out the playoffs.
and now they're gonna be in a playoff
They're gonna be playoff. They're
playing
gonna be
game.
playoff game. Wow. I mean, you got the Warriors sitting there. Warriors, Jazz, Tim's, Suns. Wow. You want to see Warriors in a playoff game?
See, like the Jazz, they don't need it because I mean they started off hot, but we're talking about elite teams that
Crashed.
need who Utah.
Yeah, man. Straight up crash. And 1 month was great. Then the next month, straight up crash, man.
I mean, but realistically, what was your expectations for Utah?
I didn't have any high expectations for them, but I thought they would be able to at least maintain their
Mhm.
momentum. But clearly, it's a long season.
I say Phoenix because they got a lot of things to answer. Chris Paul's getting up there with age. They just got Cam Johnson back from injury. He was out majority of the year, so glad to see him back. Booker's been out. I don't know about their bench, and they,
Listen,
they made the
Aiden,
finals 2 years ago. They
Aiden,
lost in Game 7, the conference semis to Dallas, and now you find yourself in like number 7, number 8.
say what you want. I think Aiden being a concern, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
over there in Phoenix. I don't know how much more Monty can last. So if he's still there past the trade deadline, God bless. But you could do addition by subtraction. Team gets some energy and get some actual fervor once you get rid of a quote unquote cancer. Cancer, quote unquote. I didn't say he was a cancer, guys. People have said it though.
Oh, DeAndre.
Yeah, man. Didn't seem like he wanted to be there when they asked him. He signed his new contract. Obviously, Phoenix matched, and he was upset about that.
Yeah, he was trying to go to Indiana.
Hey, man, play for less money and go to Indiana, buddy. All right, but now he
I
couldn't.
mean, but do you agree
Phoenix had his right.
Phoenix is that team that from what we've seen from them the last couple of years to now be in this weird mix that hey, listen, you guys got to do something because if you don't, you got Denver ahead of you, you got Memphis ahead of you got the Clippers rolling right now. You got other Dallas ahead of you. You got a lot of teams are climbing that ladder, but you're that team that's like slowly coming down. Like, because I think it's like that Phoenix window is closing fast. And again, it's all probably hindsight. If Devin Booker was playing a whole season healthy, they could be top 3, top 4 right now. But still, do you think the Phoenix Suns championship window right now is like closing, or you think it's shut? Come
It's
on, keep
closed.
it real. It's close.
It's so closed.
It's like that. Oh, it's closed. It's over.
It's closed. It's Steph Curry. it's, is it Steph? He said Steph is it. It's Steph Curry. It's a wrap for Phoenix. Unfortunately, they still have some pieces. They got Book, they got Cam, they got
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre. They got a couple of pieces, and they got the long dude. What's his name? The from Villanova.
Bridges.
Bridges. They got Bridges. So they got some pieces, but yeah, they're gonna have to retool and revamp and go from there.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to see. I think Miami could be a team that can need something. I think Miami's one of them. Atlanta's one of them. Um, I think who's pretty solid is Denver, Memphis. I mean, they can add anybody, but I mean, like a major part. I can say, holy shit, this could change your whole season. Um,
These guys at the top are good already. These guys at the top are good. They're fine.
I mean, listen, you mentioned Brooklyn. Get a big man. Like, listen, if they were to get like a John Collins, somehow, some way, I don't know how. Like, you're the Net fan. Are you confident with? Again, obviously, KD's out for a little minute, probably to All Star. But are you confident that when he comes back, it's going to be him and Kyrie and Claxton and Ben Simmons and Seth Curry? And did you like how it was when they were coming back in the standings, or do you feel like, hey, we need a Jay Crowder. We might need a John Collins type player.
I don't like them as constructed right now. I am very disappointed and highly upset at Ben Simmons. That's a different conversation for a different day. We need another body. We need another. Jay Crowder would be great because he could guard probably 4 positions,
Mm-hmm.
power forward down. So depending on the lineup, why not go? Why not pull a trade, Sean Marks? I don't know what we're waiting for. It's very strange because once Kevin gets back and Kyrie and him gets rolling again, it's gonna be turnaround. It's gonna be playoff time, and you're gonna be stuck with the roster. That's it going into the playoffs. They need absolute help. If I had my way, it'd be a big from somewhere. I don't know. They mentioned Ibaka, so maybe Ibaka could be a big that could be used. So calling all bigs for for Brooklyn Nets. Calling all bigs. You know, the Sacramento Kings are third in the West with a 26-19 record.
Yeah.
26-19 record. The Sacramento Kings,
Mm-hmm.
15-10 at home, 11-9 away. Okay, y'all keep sleeping on Sacramento if y'all want to.
And I would assume that would be like right now. You're like your surprise team of the year so far, Sacramento, because of how well they're playing. Possibly got 2 All-Stars with De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis. I know one's going for sure. I would love to see both. But this is the All-Star game, so hopefully the coaches can pick both of them.
Yeah, it
I was
was great.
going to lead the way for like the most improved team this year, right?
Yeah, Sacramento Kings. Once they got De'Aaron's a winner, and he was
Yeah.
playing there, and he was going hard for the time by himself, and then they traded for Sabonis, big trade. Now you add him and De'Aaron, and you get Monk, then you get Harrison still there, then you bring the red the red shooter, the red
Oh,
shooter, Herter.
Kevin Herter.
You get Kevin Herter there. They have a decent core, decent young core that could play solid basketball. They're all, if you think about all the guys that I mentioned, they're all solid basketball players. They don't do anything extra. They play within their means, and they go at it. So I'm highly shocked at the Kings. I mean, Memphis, they're always playing very well during the regular seasons. The playoffs, that's the issue. We'll see what the playoffs happens when it
I
comes to
think
Memphis.
I think Milwaukee could use a Jay Crowder. I think that kind of fits what they need.
Absolutely, if they get Jay Crowder, yeah. I mean, they may have to get some nut, but I don't know that what's in their war chest. But if they get Jay Crowder, I mean, shout out to whoever thinks that Grayson Allen is a great pickup. Shout out to you, because yes, solid player. I just don't see him being the extra that adds it over the top. No, thank you. I don't
Well,
want
I
to.
know he's linked into a couple of rumors. One I read like an hour ago, linked to the Knicks, Cam Reddish. So we'll see what happens with that. But if you plug in Jay Crowder and kind of, let's say the Crowder, you swap Crowder for Grayson Allen, for example. Crowder is that 3-and-D guy. I think he's like what PJ Tucker was to Milwaukee 2 years ago, that they didn't have last year. So now you plug that kind of same player into this mix, and Middleton's back and Holiday and the Lopez and all that. Plus, you're probably gonna lose Ibaka too. So you're probably gonna, when it's all said and done, Milwaukee's probably gonna lose Ibaka and Grayson by the time trade deadline comes. And then you plug in Crowder, which I think is the guy you're missing to kind of propel you to not only make the playoffs but make the run and also get back to the finals. So, aside from Milwaukee, where can Jay Crowder go? Probably them in just Miami
Philly,
or Brooklyn.
Knicks,
No,
Brooklyn.
Philly, no, they already got Tucker, so I don't think they need two of the same kind of guys.
They already got Tucker. That is fair. But yeah, Miami, definitely Milwaukee.
Yo,
New York,
imagine,
Brooklyn,
imagine, imagine if it goes back to Memphis.
Memphis. Yeah, you thought they thought Denver and Grizzlies gonna have a man. Listen, Grizzlies gonna have a fun old time with that team. They pick up Jay Crowder. It's gonna be nothing but aggression and wrestling going forward.
Listen, if you get it, I wouldn't be mad about it. But a if you had a Denver Nugget, Memphis Grizzly, Western Conference Finals, that'll be tough.
No, I'd watch. I'd watch.
No, I would watch too, but that'll be tough.
I'd watch. I'd watch. It'd be definitely a good series. It'd be a drag out series. I would love to see how
Mm,
Denver plays Ja, and then I would love to see
right.
how the Grizzlies, even with even with Steven Adams. Hey, Steven. Shannon wasn't talking to you, Steven. First and foremost.
Hmm.
Uh, that boy Joker gonna give you that work, Steven. That boy Joker will give you that work, Steven Adams. So don't focus on my man Shannon. Don't focus on my man Shannon. Focus on your pivot
Bro,
man.
that was hilarious, bro. That was all weekend. All weekend, the whole Shannon Sharp shit. All weekend. I put the tweet up about the rap album, and bro, my phone was hot. My phone was hot. I had to
As
like put
you
this shit down.
as you asked for. That's what you asked for.
I mean,
You
I know
wanted
it's
your
gonna be
phone to
like
be
that.
nah. You wanted the phone to be hot, and Jesus obliged. You asked, and he obliged. He said, "Here, you want it hot? Here you go."
But I tell
That's
you,
it.
a lot of great responses, a lot of creativity. I gotta give it up to Twitter. This is why we have the app. You know, still free well, not free to this day, but I think it shows when something's out there, man. You gotta think quick on the fly,
It-
and a lot of great album names. And yeah, I don't know if LeBron saw it. I don't know if Shannon Sharp saw it. All I know is it was like 25 million views, and I'm like, yeah, 25 million people
That's it. Just
probably
25
saw
million.
this.
Just 25 million. That's
No,
it.
25 million. Everybody except LeBron and Shannon Sharp. How the fuck is that possible? How is that possible?
It's 25 million minus the two.
I'm like,
That's
I
you.
was I was writing LeBron and Shannon Sharp myself. Yo, if you respond, I'll stop Twitter for a week and nothing. How did 25 million people saw the tweet and not LeBron saw it or Shannon Sharp?
They saw it. They just didn't post.
Yeah, probably.
It is what it is. They saw it. They just didn't post, which is fine.
Probably.
You never know. They may post a year from now. Like, oh yeah, I'm reminded about this. Let me send something to this guy. I've seen it before.
But kind of before we wrap up in a few, but kind of take me back to that whole. I seen the highlights. I wasn't watching it live. So Sharp was beefing with Dylan Brooks, or Brooks
Listen,
comes to Sharp, or
all right,
Steven Adams, or John
real
Moran,
quick,
his pops.
real quick. So they're going back and forth. Lakers and Memphis are going back and forth. John Morant, aka Usher, too. These
Yeah.
are my confessions. Diets. Usher too. Sitting on the sideline, and
Mhm.
you know, Brooks is, Memphis been talking smack. I mean, Bron
Mhm.
literally had to tell Bane to shut the hell up a
Right.
couple games back. So now it's Dylan's turn, and Dylan's talking smack. And LeBron's like, you can't really guard me. We all know this. I don't know how many
Right.
times I gotta explain this to you. And Shannon says, you can't guard LeBron. And Dylan said, F you. And Shannon
Oh,
said, F
word.
you. Shannon said,
I,
F you.
mm.
And, back and forth, going back and forth. And Shannon's like, yo, you know what? You said F me. Come say it in my face. Come here in front of me and
Mhm.
say F you in front of me. Please. I want you to. John Morant's pops
Oh
must have
boy.
said something like, I'll take care of it for you, something to that effect.
Hmm.
And Shannon said, I bet you won't. I bet you won't. I bet you won't. No, I bet you won't. I bet you won't do it. I bet you won't. Mind you,
Mm,
again, his beef is with Dylan and John Moran's father. Steven Adams minding someone else's business. No one called you, Steve. Everybody like, oh, Shannon didn't want anything with Steve. Shannon wasn't talking to Steve. Steve was minding someone else's business. That's what was going on. Shannon didn't move 1 inch forward, 1 inch back. Steven Adams was walking towards him, and everybody's trying to push Steven away from him. Shannon
hey
didn't move
man.
once. Shannon was like, I'm talking to John Moran's dad right now. I bet you won't do it. He leaves, he comes back, he apologizes. He apologizes again on the show, says he got out of control. Apologize to the Lakers fans, apologize to the Memphis fans in the organization, and apologize to his organization as well. Classy man, class act. Obviously, he didn't want black folk to be acting a fool in front of the world. You know, we had to do better than that. So, but a lot of folks felt the kind of way I felt. He ain't had nothing to apologize for. It's not too many people. You just want to say F you to Dylan. I mean, the guy's your older peer. Number one. I mean, whether you want to respect him or not, that's another conversation. You called him a blogger. God bless. You may have been trolling.
And a pedestrian
blogger. He may have been.
Blogger. All
Yeah,
that.
I think Dylan from Canada. So it is what it is. You know, he's not familiar with. He may not be familiar with Shannon. He may be trolling. It is what it is. But
Right.
Shannon is like, you know what? I ain't about to have it like that. It is what it is. I got upset because somebody called me out my name. I ain't even to take it that far. It is what it is.
So I seen we got a few people watching. First of all, thank you. It's about almost 11:30 Eastern time here in New York. You got any questions or comments? Drop them in the chat.
Get them in quick.
We'll put them in for you, and either myself or Denny will respond. If you don't, so I love being Denny would try to do this at least once a week, do it live on the fly. So we greatly appreciate all of you. I think there's 25 people in here. So got a question, comment, throw it up there. Let us know. As we bring into the last segment, Denny. If I asked you 3 players right now before the trade deadline, you feel like, man, I wish you will go somewhere else because either you don't play, it's just that time, you need a new scenery. 3, I would say, impactful players, not just 3 random players, but 3 impactful players. You feel like, you know what? If he wants to go somewhere else, he could be very effective on his new team. Or you feel like, you know what, fam, it's just time for you to go. If you got more than 3, let me know.
Trey, Ice Trey.
You want Trae Young out of Atlanta?
It gotta go.
Trae gotta go.
It's not translating.
So I wasn't expecting Trae Young to be the first name you drop.
It's not translating. Ben Simmons. Gotta go.
You want Ben Simmons out. Okay.
Gotta go. I've thrown in the towel with Ben. I've given him the benefit of the doubt. It's past that now. The ship has sailed. He is who he is. He is who we thought he was. He is who we thought he was.
All right, so we got Trae, we got Ben Simmons you want out by trade deadline, which I doubt Trae Young will go anywhere. I doubt he'll go anywhere.
Trae, Ben, and my final, somebody get out.
Like a name you constantly hear, and you're like, yo, that guy is still on the roster. No, trade him already. Trade him.
Jay Crowder. Trade his funky ass. Trade Drake. Trade Jay. It's my third. Trade Jay Crowder already. He's in Just trade him so he can freaking play, for crying out loud, please. Yeah. 100%.
Before the Achimura trade, I would have said Kyle Kuzma, because when you read on Twitter and stuff like that, you get the sense that Kuzma was not going to resign with Washington. So if you're gonna If you want to like get some value for him, if you don't come back, you got to do it now. But with this trade, it's like all right, probably all hands on deck to try to keep Kuzma as much as you can. So I could put him like 3B. I think Zach Levine is a guy that I wouldn't say needs to go,
He
but
needs to
think
go.
I think
Or DeMar.
I think the I
And it's not translating in Chicago. It's not translating. Where they at?
yeah, but I think they would
Where they
trade
at?
Zach before Demar though,
Where they
right?
at? 10, 21 and 24. Petue.
But I know Demar's older, but you would think they would trade Demar before Zach because Zach is younger. But I think Zach has been having the more, from what we see and what we have heard, has more of the issues in Chicago than DeMar DeRozan.
Hey, I don't even know who. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Zach got the problem. I don't know if DeMar got the problem. I don't know. I just know that this is not working for them together. So just move them apart. Do something. One of them got to go. It's just make it one person's team. It doesn't look like they want to share. That's what it doesn't look
Yeah,
like.
I would say Zach, John Collins, another one. I hear about him every year, bro. Every year they want to trade him, but they want first round picks. They want like a Gobert kind of deal for John Collins, and I'm like, this is I blame Danny Ainge for all this shit because now everybody wants the Rudy Gobert deal. Like, no, I'm not giving you 6 first round picks, bro. I'm not doing it.
8. You gotta be 8. It's gotta be 8.
And
Give me all. Give me all.
two swaps for Collins. I don't know, bro. I don't see that happening.
It's all about the market. We'll see what happens going forward. There's going to be a good trading deadline coming up.
I hope so. Listen. I'm a fan of big time trades. I'm a fan of the blockbusters. I'm not a fan of we just traded X, Y, and Z and cash for the rights to this person and that person don't play. That's those trades. Not a fan of. Don't give me the cash. Don't give me second round pick in 2029, 2030. I want somebody right now that could be effective. I think even last year wasn't really that popping at the trade deadline.
Hey, listen. No, it wasn't. It was real quiet. So it may be real quiet again this year. We'll
Yeah,
see what happens. But it was real quiet last year.
trying to see who else. I think that'll be it. I don't listen. We keep hearing Buddy Hield and Miles Turner every chance we get with the Lakers, and they're like a package deal. So could they be on the move?
Y'all gonna be y'all gonna be stuck in purgatory in Indiana. God bless. Y'all chill. Y'all good for a minute.
Well, they probably got an all-star with Halliburton, so we'll see how that goes. But I think the starters get named soon. I think this week, maybe next week. But I think it's gonna be from what the fans voted. It's gonna be LeBron, Jokic, Curry, Luca. I think Ann Davis got in for that 5th spot, which he might not even play. So give it to Zion. I'll go with Zion. East is gonna be Kyrie, Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant if he plays, Giannis, and I think Tatum snuck in. I think Tatum snuck in for to be an all-star starter. But if Katie don't play, I think Embiid is gonna be the guy.
It's gonna be Embiid. KD's out. God bless. Take the slot. Call it a day. KD to take a weekend off. Come back. Get ready for the playoffs. Hallelujah.
Yeah, because you don't want KD coming back until at the All-Star break, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Start off fresh.
Take a whole month off, chill, relax, rest that injury, and come back stronger, come back better than ever, right?
Best move. Best move.
For your Brooklyn Nets, those who are watching, my man's a big time net fan for 3 years, going on 4. So I want you guys healthy. I want you guys loaded.
You.
Because Kyrie's doing some crazy work right now. I love it. I think he almost got Eastern Conference Player of the Week, but I think Drew Holiday beat him out. But Kyrie's been a bad man last couple of games without Durant.
Hey, yo, Josiah, sign the extension. Denny Blanco gotta cut some bills, pay some bills for tomorrow. I gotta run. But yeah, Josiah, you need to cut that check. Your boy needs an extension. Kyrie, thank you.
On that note, Denny Blanco, you can find him on Twitter and IG as Sir Denny Blanco. Find myself, Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, letter JCRUZ. If you're watching on Twitter, thank you. And you see the bottom, the scroll. Find our social media handles. You can also find the podcast on IG and TikTok at It's in the Game Pod, and also on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Spotify. January 23rd, It's in the Game Podcast live. For myself, Denny Blanco, we out. Thank you.
It's in the game, you heard?
Yes, sir.